Hello, everybody.
Hey, everyone. How's it going?
Stephanie here,
Christian here.
and we're here for the 7-day lifestyle reset challenge live Q&A, and it's Saturday morning, October 19th, and we're super excited to be here with you. So we're just waiting for some people to join. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, just shoot them into the comments. And I'm also on Instagram Live as well for those of you that weren't able to make it into the Facebook group. So you can post some questions there, but I'd ideally like them in the Facebook group if you can. Yeah.
So we can talk a little bit about ourselves.
Yeah.
While we're waiting for everyone to join. I'm Christian, and I am a resistance training specialist. I'm a personal trainer, and Steph and I have just started this new challenge within the last couple months. So this is our second time around, and basically we're super excited about it. We got really good results the last time around. So basically we're really excited to do it again with you, get some feedback from you guys, and hopefully you guys get a really good result from this as well.
So if you guys have any questions, when you join, if you could just say hi, if you could let us know that you're there, maybe give us a good little handshake. Hi, Mel, I see you made it into the Instagram group, which is good. I know you couldn't get into the Facebook group for some reason. So yeah, welcome, Unique. We can see you're there. Natalie's there. Hey, Nat. What else are we going? Sammy joined. So we have about 22 or 23 women doing this challenge this round, which is really exciting. There's a lot of women, which is why we want you to be on the Facebook group. We want you to be in there for support. When you have any questions, I want you to use the group. I want you to use the women as your support. Put in your questions, put in your concerns. We will be monitoring this.
Yes.
So we will make sure that everything gets answered, but it is really nice to have that support from women who are going through it as well. So use the Facebook group, please. If you can't connect to it, connect with us, email us, and we will make sure that you get into the group. If you don't have a Facebook account, we will be saving this for those of you that don't have a Facebook account that wouldn't join, which is fine.
Yeah.
We're going to save the video and we'll somehow get it to you.
Send it in an email or something.
Yeah. So my name is Stephanie Teitelman. I am a holistic nutritionist. I'm a personal trainer and head trainer at Studio Lagree in Toronto. So I know some of you from there, which is really exciting. Thank you for joining. And yeah, my whole mission for this is to empower women to take their health back into their own hands. Our ideal clients are women in their 30s, 40s, who are, modern, career-driven women who have no time for themselves, for self-care, to eat properly, who are overstressed, who don't have time for anything except everyone else but themselves. So we want to kind of bring back that whole me selfishness in a good way. We want you to take this time, this 7 days for yourself, to turn it around and put your face mask on first, your air mask, like when you go on the plane. Take care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else, because you will do a better job at that. So the more we do that together, the more we inspire others, the more we share the mission on Facebook and Instagram with others, the more people will be involved with making the world a better, happier, healthier place, especially the women who take care of everybody. We take care of everyone and the world. So that's our mission. I want everyone to feel better after this. We felt amazing. There's a few people redoing the challenge. That is really exciting. They really loved it. So they're doing it again. And this is the updated version. So on even the handout that we have, make all the markings on it if you have any corrections or anything that you could recommend to make this a better challenge for everyone. We want to hear back from you. We really do want to make this easy to follow. We don't want it to be too overwhelming. We want to make it a week that you can handle. So any feedback, positive, negative, please share that with us. We're going to be giving you a survey at the end of the 7 days that we need you to fill out and send back to us, along with your video testimonials and your written testimonials and all that stuff. Okay, so I guess we should dive into.
Let's jump into it. Let's share the products here.
Great.
So that we know what we're taking every day.
Yeah, so let's see. You got a package here. You got your beautiful package. You picked it up, which is great. And in that package.
Yeah. So we'll just go right through it.
Yeah. So your guidebook, your ebook, We sent it to you online. Most people won't be getting this, a physical copy of this, so you got a physical copy of this. Why don't you show it to them from the beginning?
So we've got our front page.
Our ebook. You have your liability waiver. We want you guys to sign, show it to them. Sign the liability waiver for yourself. Keep it. If you want accountability, you can take a picture of it and send it back to us. Otherwise, it's just for yourselves. You've got the table of content. You've got a little bit more information about us. We'll go through that a little bit more. Yeah, we'll go through the products, but we just want to make sure you got the guidebook. Inside there, you've got 7 beautiful, shiny, pretty straws. Those are for your lemon water in the morning because I don't think that the smoothie or the puree will fit through the straw. So if you want to use these, they're paper, they're disposable, they're really nice to put into your lemon water. We're drinking our lemon water right now. So yeah, that's what the straws are there for. Then your first product that you received, or you got all of them, but this is the coconut vanilla latte. Some of you requested without coffee, so some of you got it without coffee, and it's just as delicious. We put a little bit more chaga, which is the medicinal mushroom. It's darker, so it's going to give it a slightly darker color, but there's no caffeine in there. You can have it at night. I wouldn't have the coconut vanilla one at night. I would just stay to it in the morning. Mm-hmm. There's 10 servings of each of the products, except for the new energy balance. There's a little bit extra. You can take 2 or 3 of those a day, but when we get there, I'll talk about it. So 10 days worth, 10 servings worth, 1 cup of hot water with 3 tablespoons. It says 2 or 3, but you can kind of see what taste you like. For 1 cup of water, physical cup of water, 250 mils, 2 or 3, you can kind of gauge the taste. So the coconut vanilla latte, the good thing about this product is that it's vegan. Sorry, oh my God, it's not vegan. It's gluten-free, it's dairy-free. The reason it's not vegan is because we've got collagen in there, grass-fed collagen from bovine source. Collagen is amazing for skin, hair, nails, gut, joints, everything, helping the body with like amino acids. This is a main source of your protein for the day as well. Organic coffee, we'll go through the ingredients really fast. You want to read them, Christian?
Yeah, sure. So we've got organic coffee, as Steph mentioned. We've got coconut vanilla powder. We've got collagen.
Coconut vanilla powder.
Yeah.
Coconut milk powder.
Collagen peptides.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got medicinal mushrooms. So we've got reishi, lion's mane, chaga, and cordyceps in there.
Those are all really good for, so chaga is really good for immune system, for gut health. Lion's mane for brain, for performance, to help build new neuro connections in your brain. Reishi is good for calming. It's a longevity mushroom. And the last one's a cordyceps. It's really good for energy.
Mm-hmm. And then we have L-theanine, and it's sweetened with monk fruit as well.
Yes, so it's a good Lakanto erythritol monk fruit mix. So there's no sugar in there. It will taste sweet. The vanilla beans are probably what make the entire latte delicious. They're actual vanilla beans. So if you see little black dots, that's what's giving you the smell and the flavor. Those are from Giddy Yo-Yo, another company that I work for and love. Our sourcing is amazing. That's what's going to give it that warm, delicious, warm, yummy flavor. So that's your coconut vanilla latte. Have that in the morning after your lemon water. If you want to have it while you're on the go, if you want to have it while you're doing your morning routine, I kind of have both there. I kind of sip on both at the same time. Mm-hmm. The morning you'll also be taking with your lemon water the new energy balance. So it's spelled NOO, which is a short form for nootropic. A nootropic is something that helps with brain cognition, performance, increases blood flow, helps with, sharpness, clarity, helps cut brain fog. So the Nuo energy, so it's kind of going to balance your energy, the ingredients on there.
So we have ashwagandha in here. We've got Siberian ginseng.
Eleuthero root,
mm-hmm. And Genemna extract, as well as Gotu kola.
Yeah, so the ashwagandha is probably the go-to herb that I would ever recommend to anyone, especially women dealing with hormone stress issues, any energy issues. Ashwagandha you can have it at night. It's an amazing herb. That is the first ingredient. So there's the most ashwagandha in there. Siberian ginseng is an adaptogen, which means it helps balance out your stress when you need help. When you don't need help, it helps balance out your body. It helps with energy. So if you ever heard of ginseng, it increases your energy. So you don't want to take this after 2 p.m. probably in the afternoon if you're sensitive to any kind of a stimulant. So take that in the morning. The gymnema extract is a very potent carbohydrate and craving suppressant. It also helps with weight management and blood sugar control. And it's an amazing extract. It's very bitter, but you're not going to taste it because I capsuled them myself. So it's in here. And the Gotu kola is a very, very famous herb. It's a plant from India that helps increase blood flow to the brain. So that's the nootropic aspect of it. So this is a really good pill. Take 2 or 3 of these, maybe 2 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. When you start to feel a crash, you can take this with you. That's the New Energy Balance.
So then we have the Hemp Pro and Greens. So this is a hemp powder-based protein and green supplement. So here we have it. And the ingredients here are organic hemp protein superfood blend. So we have mixed greens, reds, we got probiotics and prebiotics and enzymes and seaweeds, as well as coconut water powder with electrolytes. So this will keep you hydrated throughout the day, help give you the micronutrients that you need that, say, maybe you're not getting through your dietary, through your dietary intake. So we can basically take this in your smoothies. And also, I think you have a couple additional servings. So if you need to, if you're feeling hungry between meals, you can also take a little bit then.
Yeah. So if you're doubling your recipes for your smoothie, I wouldn't necessarily put 2 in each. I would say make 1 big smoothie with one of those scoops if you're going to be doing, your morning and then having some for your snack, because you only have 10 servings of this in the bag. So that's 3 tablespoons per serving. So you have about that. Yeah, like he said, if you feel hungry during the day and you want to have this with, shake it up with some water or some unsweetened almond milk if you want a little bit more calories in there, you can add this to it. It's really delicious. The ingredients in there that you may not recognize other than the coconut water powder and the hemp protein are the baobab. It's a prebiotic fruit. It helps with gut health. It might, you might feel some stuff happening in your gut during this program, and we're just feeding you the healthy food that your probiotic, which are your gut flora, are eating. So it's eating the prebiotic. It's like it's food. We're giving you the food to feed your gut bacteria, which could shift the way that your gut feels. So just monitor it, see how that feels. And the lotus pollen is really beautiful. It's a pollen from the lotus, the flower, the enlightenment flower. It helps calm the mind. It helps bring peace and calm to the nervous system. It helps balance hormones for women. It's a really, really nice nootropic kind of calming adaptogen. Yeah. So that's our hemp plus pressed greens. It's delicious. Enjoy that with your smoothies. Then you're going to get your gut mix, and you'll be taking this probably in the afternoon when you start to feel hungry, somewhere probably between 12 and 3. You can take it with you. Some people did it in the morning, and if you want to just do it all in the morning, don't put it in your smoothie. It will make it really too thick and not taste amazing. This is probably the supplement that you're going to may not enjoy as much. This is going to be maybe the most important one. We don't want you to skip this. A lot of people stopped it last time. If you have issues with this, message us. If anything changes in your stool, message us. If it's negative, stop it right away. Message us. If it's great, if you feel like your bowels are flowing and things are looking good, then great.
You may also not really actually notice the side effects of this one as you're taking it. But basically, we got lots of good fiber in there, so it's going to fill you up. We can go over the ingredients here.
Yeah, so the flax seeds and the hemp seeds are going to be your healthy source of fat for this. So it's going to be filling. There's a lot of fiber from the seeds. You actually have the shells ground in there as well. So it's going to be a little grittier. It's going to be one of those that you throw back. You fill it with lots of water, at least 2 to 3 cups of water with each round, 2 cups at least, because it has psyllium husk in it. Psyllium husk sucks up water, and it's what it does in your gut too. It pulls things out, and it will pull it out of your body. So if you don't take a lot of water with this, you might feel a little more backed up. You really do want to take lots of water. And when you mix this, don't mix it with hot water. Mix it with cold or cool water, lukewarm, nothing hot, or it will really get thick and you will not want to drink this. There's a few different kinds of clays in here. The clays will be replacing good minerals and taking out bad things from your colon, from your gut itself. And it's going to be pulling stuff out. So if you see stuff coming out of the toilet that is different, if you smell different things, just take note of what's happening in your body, what's coming out. These are good things. These are signs that things are moving. So we want that. There's a lot of magnesium in here. There's vitamin C. There's activated coconut charcoal, which is probably why it's really dark. There's black charcoal in there, and the charcoal is probably the coolest thing about this. It removes or takes out any foreign bacteria, anything that shouldn't be there, any parasites. It doesn't fully take them away, but it helps pull things out that shouldn't be there. When you get sick in India and you go to the hospital, if you have food poisoning, they give you activated charcoal as a first line of defense. So this thing is going to be pulling stuff out. It helps reduce bloating and gas. It's amazing. So it has a little bit of a grittier, sandier taste. So I wouldn't chew too much when you're swallowing. Just throw it back. Just get it down there. There's a few different kinds of herbs that help soothe the gut and all that. So that's really great for the gut mix. Make sure you're taking it.
All right, and last we have your sleepy tea. So this is basically going to be taken, obviously, before you go to bed at night. So in our evening routine, we recommend that you cut off your electronics about an hour before bed. So that means you're not on your phone, you're not answering emails. This is time that you're taking for yourself. So during this time, we have your sleepy tea. This is going to help wind down from the day, help you relax a little bit. And while you're doing your evening routine, you can drink your sleepy tea. So, and we'll go into the routines in a little bit here. But basically, we have here, what's in here? We got
it's really small. So passion
flower.
Passion flower is like a sedative. So you do not want to be handling any heavy machinery, no forklifts or anything like that when you take this. Don't drive after you've taken this. It can make you sleepy within like 20 minutes to a half an hour. So that's the passion flower. Chamomile, catnip, which helps calm our nervous system. Hops, which is really calming. Peppermint, spearmint leaf, which is also great for women's hormones. And orange peel, which just gives it a really nice flavor. Pause due to connection. Okay.
All right, so let's move on. So we've gone over all of the supplements. Let's just continue on through the guidebook. So I just want to go to the quick start guide. So before we start the program, we're going to do your food and mood log. So this is 3 days leading up to the challenge. Oh, sorry. That is this sheet here. And it's a little bit small. But basically you have this at the beginning of your package.
We have 3 sheets.
So this is 3 sheets. This is today, which is Saturday.
And yesterday.
Yesterday and the day before. So we're doing 3 days in a row leading up to the challenge. And this is for you to have an opportunity to kind of see how you're feeling after you eat the foods that you're currently eating in your diet, to see, kind of gauge where your mood is at. And then throughout the program, we're going to do this a couple more times. We're going to kind of assess where you're at. Mm-hmm. And you may notice towards the end of the program that you actually start to, have more energy throughout the day and have an overall a better mood.
And you can link what you're eating to how you feel, because sometimes when you eat something that your body doesn't really tolerate very well, it can affect you up to 72 hours after you've eaten it. Mm-hmm. So if you didn't get a chance to, if you just picked up your package yesterday or today, if you're kind of behind, we did send it to you in your email on Wednesday. So hopefully you got that started. And if you didn't, you still have an opportunity to do it today and tomorrow, which is Sunday. Make sure that you are writing everything down that goes in your mouth, including water, including everything, portion sizes, what you ate. Notice how you're feeling. Notice your digestion. Notice any symptoms, energy-wise, mood-wise. This is all related, and this is how we're going to build a good relationship with our food.
Okay, so next we have your measurements. So this is optional. If you, I mentioned that one. So if you don't want to take these measurements, that's totally fine. We gave you a measuring tape in the package, but by all means, you don't have to do this if you don't want to do that. Also, we have before photos. So if you want to include that, you can take your before photos and your after photos. So we'd recommend doing that today or tomorrow.
I would take the photos from the front, from the back, and the side. You can have someone help you take it. You can put it on auto, whatever, 3-second, 10-second timer. Do it in the same sports bra or shirt or bikini and shorts as you did every single time, so midway and then after. And make sure you send these to us. We're going to need these for our testimonials. If you don't feel comfortable, that's totally fine. These pre, things that we're doing before the challenge are really for your objective measurements. So we don't need to necessarily see all your goals. We don't need to see your measurements. This is for you to be like, oh, what happened in that week that I may not be aware of because I live in my body every single day. I lost a full inch around my arms, my legs, my hips, and I wouldn't have noticed that if I didn't take those measurements. These are good. This is like inflammation that we're noticing. It's not necessarily muscle or fat that we're losing. It's a lot of inflammation. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's really just for your awareness. Thanks, Monica.
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay, so next let's go over your daily schedule. So basically we're just going to walk you right through it. So let's start with diet here. So basically we're doing intermittent fasting on this program. So we're basically going to restrict your eating for 12 to 16 hours, and you can kind of gauge that based on your comfort level. If you've done any intermittent fasting before, you may want to go a little bit longer, maybe towards like 16 hours. If this is brand new for you, just try and stick to the 12. So basically all that means is you're cutting off your eating at 7 p.m. the night before, you're sleeping, and then waiting a couple hours in the morning. So that's a total of 12 hours where you're not eating.
I would also say that's our minimum. If you're used to intermittent fasting and you do it already, you could make it a longer fast. Depending on what your schedule is like, some people, we recommend for women between 12 and 16 hours of fasting, so not eating. So that means you're either eating within a window of 12 hours or even a smaller window of 8 hours.
Okay, cool. So next we have your liter of water.
Or a mason jar of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to do your morning routine. So basically through the morning routine, we're going to be doing some box breathing. So basically, let's just quickly walk you through that because we haven't really given you an opportunity to see what that's all about yet. So we're going to basically be breathing in for 4 seconds. So you're breathing in, and then you're holding your breath for 4 seconds. Then you're exhaling for 4 seconds. And then you're basically just going to repeat that.
You're going to hold it for 4 seconds at the bottom.
And then we're going to repeat that for about 3 to 4 rounds. You can go a little bit longer. If this is, if you're familiar with, say, mindfulness practices or breathing exercises, you can even push this a little bit longer. So if you want to say hold your breath for, up to 8 or 10 seconds, just try and push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit so that when you're holding your breath, you actually start to feel like you really need to let your air out. So start with 4 seconds, and if that's no problem for you, just go up from there.
Work your way up. I've started at 4, and now I can do up to 10, and it's getting harder. So you do want to push yourself a little bit. And I want to say about the morning routine, I usually, for box breathing, I put a timer on my phone for however long I want to do it for. I put on 5 minutes. If you don't want to count the rounds, if it's too much to count, put like 1 to 5 minutes of box breathing on your phone, and it will tell you when to stop. All you have to do is think about breathing in for that count, holding it at the top, releasing it, holding it at the bottom. So you want to imagine that box. That's why it's called box breathing.
And next we have your gratitude. So basically we're just writing 3 to 5 things that we're grateful for. And the whole point of this is just to elevate your state of being. So, being appreciative for what you have and starting off the day, with good intent. So
try to feel the feelings that you're trying to be grateful for. If you just write down, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful, and without connecting to the actual thoughts, trying to make it really vivid in your mind, like, oh, think of the person or the thing or the situation that you are in your body as you're writing, or take a moment to connect with it as you're sipping your coffee or your tea or whatever it is that you're having in the morning. And just try to connect to that feeling, because it's very hard to do when you're not used to it, but it's a practice. So you have to practice doing it, and the more you do it, the more you're going to invite that into your life.
And then we have your goals, and we're actually going to send you a video throughout the week going more in depth into each of these practices. I'm going to skip over goals for now. Let's go into visualization, because that's maybe a thing that you're not so familiar with. So on that one, basically, we're just going to do your box breathing first so that we've kind of calmed your nervous system down. You're in a calm state, you're breathing deeply, you're connected to your body. And then basically we're going to close your eyes, and we're going to visualize like a nice big screen out in front of you, and we're going to try and picture all of the things that you want to experience in your life, the things that you aspire to, and we're basically going to try and make those as real as possible. So we're going to try and add as many sensory sort of inputs to that as possible. So, you know, what are you hearing? What are you smelling? What are you feeling? What are you touching? And making it as real as possible.
Yeah.
So that's your visualization practice. I'm just going to keep moving on because.
Can I talk about that for a second?
Go ahead. Yeah.
You want to also imagine like who you're with, what you're feeling, what sensations, like you said, and like almost pretend like you already have it. Like you want to visualize for the day. How is my day going to go? I want to visualize everything that might happen that you can kind of see yourself doing, how you want to be, who's your ideal self for the day. These are great things to think about how you want to be today. Visualize it already happening. And at the end of the day, visualize yourself being successful at that.
Okay, so next we have your breakfast. So that's going to be a morning smoothie. Throughout this program, we're pretty well just sticking to a liquid diet. So we're going to be having your hemp greens powder that we showed you earlier, and we're going to be adding fruits like berries. So we're recommending fruits that are not going to spike blood sugar, things like blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, avocados you can throw in there, and some greens, so maybe some spinach, whatever you have on hand.
We have a list there, and you might want to make the berries organic and do your best to do that so we avoid our pesticide load in what we're eating. Do your best.
Yeah. And we're going to go more into that as well throughout the week. Stephanie's going to be providing you with some smoothie recipes, and she's also going to show you a video of how she goes about making her puree, because that's probably the last time we ran this program. That was the main thing that people were asking us the most questions about.
In the evening.
So next we have your workout. So throughout this program, we're going to limit your workout to once or twice a week. If you do classes, if you go to Legree, I know a lot of you guys are going to Legree, doing Pilates, then you can basically do that once or twice a week.
Maximum 3. If you already do 6 or 7 workouts, cut it down to 3 maximum for the week, and you want them to be low intensity in either the morning or at lunchtime. You want to cut your working out off before 5 o'clock. Don't want to work out after that.
Yeah, and so if you're not doing any classes, we're going to provide you with a workout as well. This is going to be very low impact. If some of you don't exercise regularly, we'd really encourage you to follow through on this one, because this is going to be a great place for you to start. And so we're going to, like I said, give you a video for that. It's going to take about 30 minutes of your time.
20 to 30, depending on how long it takes.
And we recommend doing it earlier in the day rather than later. So this is just so that you can kind of wind down in the evening.
Yeah. Okay. It's also good if you don't have time to do it at home before you leave for work. If you have, a small corner in your office, you have 20 minutes, you can follow along with it. We have an advanced version and a beginner version and beginner intermediate. So you can follow either. And yeah, you can do it at work in a small cubicle. You don't need any equipment. It's just body weight. You need a little bit of space and a wall.
Okay, and then we have your snack options. So we've provided you with a list of snack options. These are, again, fruits that are not going to spike blood sugar, fruits, vegetables, avocados, kiwis, grapefruits, berries. As Steph mentioned earlier, you can take your gut mix during this time if you start to feel a little bit hungry, or your new energy capsules. You can take those, and that'll help kind of regulate your blood sugar. Another trick you can use is drink a little bit of water. A lot. But if you start to feel hungry, drink some water first, and then wait about 10 to 15 minutes, see if you're still hungry. A lot of the time when we're snacking throughout the day, it's not necessarily because we're actually hungry. We don't necessarily actually need food. It may just be that, you're looking for, maybe you're bored, maybe you're, stressed, maybe it's a habit. There could be other reasons for, wanting to eat food. So we've got that.
Those are good moments of awareness for us, as our relationship to food can be skewed, or we might be reaching for something to fill a void inside of us. And this is a moment like, oh, am I actually hungry, or am I thirsty? A lot of times we just need water. Our hunger cues are kind of telling us we need something. And a lot of time we stuff it down with snacks and sugar, where we really just need nutrients. So just be mindful of that.
And then we have your dinner and your evening routine left. So basically for your dinner, as I mentioned, Steph's going to be showing you how to make your puree and your bone broth.
That will happen during the meal prep, which will be tomorrow on Sunday. So you probably have time today to go shopping. If you have any questions, I can tell you a little bit more about where to get bones and everything like that. You want to have that prepared for tomorrow so that Monday when you come home, or Monday if you do have to prepare, if you know you're gonna have a really late day at the office, your bone broth is already made. While you're making your smoothie, you take the bone broth, you take your veggies that you're gonna add to it to make the puree. You have 2 things to take with you to work. You don't even have to think about what you're gonna make for dinner. You're just sipping on that puree, which is literally bone broth, 2 to 3 cups of bone broth with 3 to 5 cups of greens and vegetables pureed into the bone broth. So it's really simple, it's delicious, and your body gets a break from digestion. It doesn't have to digest anything, so you're gonna feel less bloated, and it's gonna be great. You don't have to chew anything. But we do want to encourage snacking. We do want you to listen to your body. A huge part of this is actually getting healthy calories and nutrients. We don't want to deprive your body here. We don't want to put your body in a hypoglycemic state where you're stressed out and your stress hormones are going. So when you feel hungry, notice if you're thirsty or hungry, and eat your snacks. We do not want you to feel hungry. You must eat your snacks. If you don't feel hungry, don't eat your snacks. Okay, these are for you. Listen to your body. We want you to be reaching for healthy habits, foods. That's why we've given you a list of the snack options. There's some that you can have unlimited, some that you have to restrict just because of the sugar content and the amount of carbohydrates in it, but those will be your lifeline, so you're going to cut those up and take those with you during the day if you need them.
Okay, so next we have, and lastly, we have your evening routine. So personally, I find this to be one of the most challenging points of the challenge, and I think maybe it's been the same for a lot of the people in our first round. And the only reason I say this is because we're cutting out all electronics after like an hour before bed. We encourage you to try and actually follow this for 1 week. You can do anything for a week, so try and cut out the emails, try and stay off your Instagram, your phone as best you can an hour before bed. This made a huge change for a number of people when they followed our program last time around. We had one person say that she had cut it out for about an hour before bed throughout the whole week. And then I think the last day of the program, she watched a movie.
A laptop in her bed.
Yeah, and she realized just like how much that affected her sleep. So this is going to make a huge difference on your quality of sleep. And then also basically just cutting out the blue light that you're going to get from, say, your phone, your TV, or your computer, whatever kind of electronics you're on.
We gave you an option in here to turn your iPhones, if you have iPhones, to night shift mode. You can kind of turn off the blue light so it'll look more like an orange screen. That you can turn on between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. Then you won't really have to worry like, oh, I can't look at my phone. You want to set your alarm the night before. Make sure that you're setting it like at least 10 to 20 minutes earlier than you normally do, so you can do this and you don't have to feel rushed when you're leaving the house. Yeah, so you also could, if you wanted to, these were optional, it's in the book here. If you want to buy blue blocking glasses, there are glasses you can buy that you can wear during the day if you look at screens all day that are clear, that have a blue light blocking, and they'll help with brain performance. You can also buy ones with orange or yellow lenses, and that helps block out a lot more junk light if you're under fluorescent lights. And if you're really hardcore like us, we put the red glasses on. Red blocks out anything blue that's, that will interrupt your sleep. We put them on as soon as the sun goes down. And we cut off and we turn off the electronics an hour before we go to bed when we do our evening routine, That's that. So it helps.
Yeah, and then another thing along with the evening routine is trying to get those 7 to 8 hours each night. So see if you can give yourself at least 7 hours every day this week.
Plan that out. And yeah, the legs up the wall is really amazing. You can even do it legs up your bed if you don't have a wall. Just your feet are above your head so that the blood kind of flows down. It really calms you down. This is a good time to visualize how you want to sleep and how you want to wake up in the morning. And you can just checking your goals and like, what did you get through today and what could you improve on and what were you grateful for?
So that pretty much covers our day. I just wanted to cover one more thing having to do with exercise. On days that you are exercising, we're allowing you to have a little bit more starchy carbohydrates. So on these days you can have things like, sweet potatoes, beets, anything that are a little starchier.
Root
vegetables. anything that's going to provide you with a little bit more energy throughout the day.
Yeah, if you know you're going to work out that day and you're making your smoothie, then you can add in, you know, like half a sweet potato or celery root if it's cooked, and the things that you're going to be roasting on Sunday if you know that you're going to be working out during the week, the beets and all that. So that's great.
Yeah, and then the last thing I want to touch up on here is just the checklist. So these are going to be kind of your lifelines throughout the week. This is going to help keep you on track and making sure that you're covering everything that you need to. So basically, you have your accountability checklist, and at the end of each day during your evening routine, or even just throughout the day, you can have it on hand.
Yeah.
Just make sure you have this list and make sure you're sticking to the plan and basically following along with everything.
I took mine in the plastic sheet. I actually took the sheet inside of here so that it wouldn't get wet or bent or anything like that. I put these in and took them around with me so that as I did something, I just checked them off and make sure you did it. It looks like a lot. Honestly, it's not. When you do your morning routine, you have like 6 boxes to check off. It's really rewarding to be like, yes, did it. The other thing you might want to take with you is the expectation checklist. Check this out. This is really just giving you the guidelines of like how and when you want to post, when you want to take your pictures, before, middle, and after. And it gives you the expectations at the end about your video testimonials, when you need to send it to us, what you need to talk about, how you want to write it, and for your posts or your stories or whatever you decide to do, what you need to tag us with, and what we'd like you to talk about during those posts. And make sure that you tag us individually at B3 Wellness Transformation, because sometimes it doesn't actually tag us and we can't repost the video or the story. So if you could do that, let us know if it doesn't work.
One other thing that just came to mind. So if you haven't been added to the Facebook group yet, we're still making sure everyone's kind of plugged in there. Once you do get added to the Facebook group, if you could just share who you are with everyone, if you could share why you're choosing to do the program and what you'd like to get out of it, those 3 things would be really helpful. Give us an opportunity to meet each other, and basically from there we can develop kind of a rapport where we're able to bounce ideas off of each other as we go throughout the program, and basically just provide support for each other. If you ever feel stuck throughout this program at all, it can be a little bit of a challenge. You can expect it to be a challenge within the first 3 days, especially as you change your diet and your daily routine up as much as you will be. So we just recommend that you ask questions and support each other on the Facebook group.
And just to clarify what you should be eating, everything on the sheet here is what you could be eating during the challenge, except this box here. This is a good guide for even after, like the maintenance after the program, after the 7 days. A lot of people struggled with like, what do I do after? You can start to reintroduce these animal proteins. If you eat animal protein, these are the sources that we want you to try. Do one at a time. So when you reintroduce, just to clarify, you won't be having the things in the square here during the challenge. You're allowed to have everything else except here, but this is still a guide for after you do the challenge. You want to start reintroducing things. You're going to be really excited to eat solid food. Just be very careful and mindful how fast you eat, what you're eating. If you're overloading your gut, you will feel terrible right away. That's what happened to me. So I continued this for another week and a half after. I felt so good during that 7 days that I just continued it. And I've almost like 80% continued it, and I'm excited to do it again. And you always want to avoid the energy sucking foods on this list, especially after. And if you do decide to eat any of them, notice how you feel. And this is really good awareness for you to see what works for your body and what doesn't. And I would introduce one at a time if you can. One thing at a time, just to see how your body reacts, because you won't know if you eat everything what it is that your body reacted to.
So yeah, thank you so much for following along with us, guys. And of course, you can watch this after if you haven't gotten a chance to follow along with us this morning. We're really looking forward to doing this program again. Steph and I are going to do it again with you guys. So yeah, we'll support each other, and we'll be sending you videos each day via emails. So so just make sure that you're receiving our emails. Shoot us a note. If you're not, you should get your first one tomorrow morning. So we'll look forward to staying in touch with you throughout the week.
So we're going to open it up for questions and answers. We know we've been talking a lot. We want to hear back from you guys. If you have any questions specifically that are burning that we could clarify, if there's anything that you might want to know, please just shoot them into the Instagram live or right into the Facebook page here. We'll give you guys however long we need. If no one has questions, then that's okay. If there's anything that you're excited about, let us know. I know some of you are sipping on your coffee, which is great. Be careful because you only have 10 servings of it. Don't drink too soon. You want to have it during the day. Some people, since no one's asking questions right now, people are always like, how much coffee can I drink? I would say start with this one coffee. You have an extra serving or two if you need, but you don't want to be going to Tim Hortons or Second Cup or Starbucks to get your coffee, okay? If you need to, you make sure it's an organic coffee, that it's clean, that you're not adding sugar, that you're not adding any milk or dairy, okay? You can add a scoop of this if you want into that coffee if you need more, but limit your coffees to 2, and you do not want to have your coffee after 2 p.m. if you're going to have it. Another question that I did receive about the bones, I've been getting asked, like, where do I get these grass-fed beef bones or pastured chicken bones? There's a lot of places in Toronto you can get them. Farmers markets definitely have them. Just talk to the farmer, ask if it was fed grains or whatever. You'd want to have if you're getting beef bones, make sure they were only grass-fed. Okay, you don't really want to have them eating conventional grains or anything like that. Stevia. Yeah, I'll get to that in 1 second. Healthy Butcher has them, usually they're frozen. If you plan on not making a bone broth today and tomorrow, you can buy them. You can buy it pre-frozen. And that's okay. Just make sure it's a nice organic one. They're usually less flavorful than if you make them yourself. They make it pretty bland, and you'll probably need to add a bit of pink Himalayan salt to it. And yeah, Healthy Butcher, Ambrosia usually has Organic Garage. You can check out Noah's. I'm not 100% sure. But bones, you want to make sure that it was definitely organic or grass-fed or pastured. And it can be any kind of bones. If you find turkey bones, or if you find, bison bones, like anything that was grass-fed that comes from a natural source that wasn't, in a factory farm, conventional farm. All right, veggie options for broth. So I think we mentioned that you can make a vegetable broth. There's a recipe in there just for veggie broth. And if you are making a vegetable broth, I did mention that you want to add in a little bit of coconut oil to each serving so that you're more satiated, because people who are having bone broth are getting a lot of fat from the bones and from the bone marrow, which is really healthy for our immune system, and all the amino acids that you're going to get in to help your gut, like the collagen as well from the bones. So yeah, add a lot of veggies, have a little bit extra coconut oil if you need to, Mel. And stevia, I'm not sure about, you can have a little bit of stevia, a little bit of erythritol, but you don't want to go crazy. There's already there's already monk fruit in the sweetener, as a sweetener in the coffee. So you don't really need to add much more. Don't add it before you taste it. You can use a little bit. I would avoid honey for now, anything that's like really sweet that could spike your blood sugar. So erythritol is okay. Birch xylitol is okay. Monk fruit, which has erythritol in it. Stevia, make sure it's like a nice organic source. Do you have any other questions? Sorry, I'm looking, haven't had a chance to read through yet. Oh, okay. So yeah. Read through the whole thing. If you have any questions, post them in the Facebook group or message me if you can't get in. And how many pounds are cups of water to 3 pounds of bones? So I'm looking sideways because my thing is sideways. How many cups of water with the 3 pounds of bone? So 12. I think it says 12 cups of filtered water. If you can get filtered, try to avoid tap water and use a filtered RO water, spring water, whatever you can get. If you don't have that, I guess tap water is okay. We're trying to avoid tap water during the cleanse, or during the reset, sorry. We also want to specify that it's not a cleanse. We are moving stuff out of the system. We are detoxing some things, but that's not the point of this. The point of this is the lifestyle reset.
Yeah, this isn't about calorie restriction.
No.
We're basically giving your digestion a break. So or at least we're making it much easier for your body to digest foods by having sort of mostly a liquid diet.
Yeah. So
that's the intention of this. Is that everything?
I think it is. Do we have any other questions before? And again, you guys, if you have questions, make sure you're putting them in the Facebook group and introducing yourselves. Tell us what your goals are for the program, and any anxieties you might have, that's where you want to put it. So we hope you guys got everything. We hope you got a lot of the Q&A. This is going to be a a very steep learning curve for the first couple days, and then you're going to find that after day 2 and 3, you're like, this is so easy. I don't even have to think about this now. It's so easy. I know what to do. And I think you're going to really enjoy it, and you're going to want to go longer. So this is a condensed version of our 6-week program, which is coming up next year. So we're going to be using a lot of the similar ideas, but it's going to be more diluted. You're going to get a little bit slower information. We're going to get more education, and we're going to go through it a lot more through the 6 weeks. So this is a very, very condensed version.
Yeah, this is a lot to take on initially. So if you fall off a little bit, and if you miss a couple of things in the first couple of days, don't beat yourself up about it. Just try and get right back on track, and just do your very best. And we're hoping you guys really enjoy the program. We're going to stay in touch with you throughout the week. And
let us know. Stay accountable to yourself. You know, post in the, if you mess up, post it in the group. Stay accountable. Don't hide away. And we really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any other questions, let us know. Thanks for joining, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon. Push in and make sure you save it. Hold on. Wait. You choose you want to save. If you end this video now, you'll be able to choose. Okay.